All right, everybody, I got a special guest. Now, some of y'all asked in the comments just last night, I think, hey, what's the status report of any of your people at work? And all I said, well, I hadn't really talked to everybody, but I said, you know, I did. I said, I think my reply was, Bryan handled it right. You know, Frank's doing it good too. I don't have to say that because he's, you know, I help Frank with a lot of his stuff anyway, so, you know, I'm kind of managing his, so he don't have a choice. But I said, you know, every time I say, you know, out of everybody there, I know when I come into work every day how it's gonna go. I don't have to wonder if Bryan got scared off, or I guarantee Bryan just played it like a boss. So I said, you know what? I called him today at his desk. I'm like, you know what? You wanna do a video today a little later when you have your 15-minute break? He's like, yeah, why not? What the hell? So nothing in particular. It's just, you know, maybe you guys have a similar story or friend or acquaintance or whatever it is, and this may resonate with some of you, but it's just interesting to hear someone else's perspective, not my own all the damn time. I know what I think and what I say, but to see me tell someone about it quite a long time ago, because he's going to kind of tell you the backstory from when it really got started. I actually forgot when we were bringing an oven or whatever it was. Yeah, it was the oven over to Frank's house. Frank got a brand new oven, and our boss was like, hey, can you guys go get his oven? We're going to put it at our job here because we needed a new oven here. So we used his truck, and on the way there and back we were chatting about mining crypto. This is how long ago that was. So yeah, and so what was that?
So I'd say maybe 3-4 years ago this was, and I was just he was telling me about this little machine that he got that mines bitcoins. I didn't know what the hell a bitcoin was. I just was like, oh well, I've heard of a bitcoin because I'm really into football, and I'd seen the Bitcoin Bowl at the St. Pete Bowl was the Bitcoin Bowl. I'm like, oh, you know, I'd seen little things, and I had no idea what Bitcoin was. So back then, I'm thinking now, I'm like, man, imagine if I would have got in back 3-4 years ago. But anyway, so when that guy with the bandana, Dan, when he got in here, that's when I got in, beginning of December, and it was something where, you know, I'd known Joe for years and years, and you know, if Joe's doing good at it and he's, you know, having a lot of success, I'm like, hey, this is something I got to jump into too. So I got in beginning of December. Things launched up. I was up 150% from what I put in
within a few days. That's when that rocket happened.
in days, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the best thing. This is awesome. And then, you know, everything starts, you know, going down and down, you know, that middle of January or whatever, things went down, and I'm like, you know what, if I can see Litecoin, I don't know if any of you guys remember, in December, there was a point where it was 150 and it went to 400, like in like a blink of an eye. I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. I can't believe this. You can't go in the stock markets. You can't, you know, do anything else that you'll see, and that crypto does. So, Litecoin especially. And this morning, I'm looking at my phone. I'm refreshing my phone, and as I keep refreshing, it's up $2, $5 more, $10 more. It was an awesome thing.
Yeah, I was listening to the Cardano song again on the way to our lunch, our operations department lunch today. And I had to, Annette, she's like, oh, you know, I want to drive with an electric car. I want to see what it feels like, you know. So I'm like, you'll drive us to the mall since we're going to the Cheesecake Factory. So I'm like, oh, my crypto songs are playing. So I'm like, so you remember Toto, right? She's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, here's Rosanna, except it's called Cardano. And it's funny, the first words on, all I want to do when I wake up in the morning is see you rise. Look at my crypto, you know. Then he talks about it's been about 30 seconds since I last checked online. It's so true. You just, where am I at right now? Let me check my phone. Where am I at? Portfolio, you know, whatever. So yeah, look, you know, he got in. We got his, you know, friend of his, and that also works with us, Richard. Again, Dan was getting in, and Dan was out there just psyching everybody up. Dan was just, man, you guys got to, you know, Dan was out there rallying everybody. You got to get in. You guys got to get in, man.
The hype man.
He was the hype man.
Shirts on and everything.
He instantly buying his shirts, his Bitcoin, hodling. He's like, come on, you know.
Bumper stickers.
Yeah, fiat sucks. Buy Bitcoin. He got his bumper sticker. His van. Dan was the man. It was so funny. And you know, they saw him. I brought him out here one day. He was talking in the car. Where's that guy at? And so yeah, I'll have to bring him back on. But And that's the thing, you know, not everybody does the same stuff. I'm trying to tell everybody the same stuff. Look, I've been at this. I've been successful. I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to sell. You're never going to shake my, you know, leaves off this tree. I try to explain to all these guys, you're going to see some bad moves down at times. You don't just get scared and sell off. And he took it, never questioned it. Yeah, he was nervous. I told y'all I was nervous. There's a couple of times looking at those reds like, God, I really don't like seeing that. But I know. It's just temporary. These people who like to play with our emotions with this big money, they know exactly what we're going to do. They dunk your head underwater, give you a little breath. All right, so start to rise again. No, it's not. Now it goes down harder. Oh, man, it wasn't supposed to do that. No one said that was coming. All right, another breath. Now it's down even harder. Man, 3 times in a row. Oh, no. I'm like, nope. Fire sale. I'm talking to him in the morning. Hey, you got something? Yeah, I just grabbed some more Litecoin. What'd you get in at? What was the last one you got at? 120 something?
Yeah, 120. I got in at some at 120, yeah.
Was that in the beginning of February? Like this last couple weeks?
Yeah, it was about a week and I think it was day after Super Bowl, I think it was.
Okay.
A week and a half ago. So.
Yeah, so we were out there talking, and it was funny because when you guys were walking right over there and I came out of my car, so I was sitting here doing a video, and I'm, you know, just talking whatever, and I see a little movement behind me, you know, and then I look, I see Frank, you, and Rich. I'm like, oh, what? The boys are over there. I'm over here in the car. Like, man, I gotta cut this video short. I ran out there to go talk to them, but that was the day I was, you know, and I was like, you know, Richard, don't wait it out, man. If he's like, oh, I'm waiting, or I sold out. I sold off everything. I'm waiting. I'm like, man, this is like a fire sale. He's like, no, I gotta watch it over the next 2 or 3 days. Do you know if did he get back in? Do you know what? Did you talk to him?
He's not in.
He's still not in?
Yeah, he's not in.
Oh my God.
He's out.
That poor guy. It's a shame, you know, because I can't force someone to do something with their own money, but you don't want to see anybody losing and getting scared. But I said I know it's going to be him. You know, if anybody, he's just that guy. I just knew he wouldn't be able to stomach some of these things. That's why I was trying to talk to him, you know, but it's like it's the middle of the night and he's just doing it.
Everybody, it's like kind of what Trader Boss said. I listened to one of the Trader Boss calls, and he's like, we got to get all the bad money out. And I think, unfortunately for him, he just doesn't have the right money that he can put into it right now. He's got his money tied up in a bunch of other things, so it's scared money every time he puts money in. He gets friggin' indigestion every time he hits the buy button.
Yeah.
Or, you know, he's got his wife, you know, hitting him up. Hey, you know, what's up with this charge on the credit card? So, you know, he's one of those cases. The bad money, you know, keep the bad money out. That's what brings things down. It seems like.
So you mentioned too some like brother-in-law or someone heard, and then father-in-law heard or something. What was that?
Yeah. So actually, my brother was kind of talking with his friends, and it was like right when I got into Bitcoin, he was getting into it too. So we had some good discussions, and I've got him on, and he's, you know, subscribed and watches, and, you know, he's gone up the learning curve and stuff like that. And then because this of course is around Christmas time when I'm hanging out with the family, so you know, he was in, and then I got my brother-in-law in because I was showing him. I was like, man, this Bitcoin this is awesome, you know. And I was showing him my Coinbase app, how I'm up, you know, 150%. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, you know, I got to get in that. So I got him in, and then my father-in-law heard about it, and he's like, man, I got to get in that too. So unfortunately, he didn't get in around Christmas time, but it ended up working out because last week when I bought on the dip at 120, I got him in at 120, and he got in, I think, at like 680 in Ethereum. So
nice.
He did a little, probably 60-40 split.
So he went on Coinbase too?
Yep. He got on Coinbase and got in there. And
he's probably loving life today.
Yeah. I sent him a text. I was like, who's your favorite son-in-law? And I sent him a picture of Coinbase when it was around 200 Litecoin. So
that's a huge, I mean, that is a massive, that's almost, you know, it's almost, not quite, but, you know, you'll be at 100% here shortly.
Yeah.
You know, 100% move here shortly. $240, done.
And he's actually a retired sheriff, so he actually just called me about an hour ago, and he's working the fair. So he's at the fair, and he's like, so you would suggest put people in Litecoin right now? Like, because he's obviously talking about it with his cop buddies at the fair.
That's how this goes.
So, you know, it's spawning from there. And I got another good friend of mine that I got him in, and originally he was like, man, you know, I really want to, you know, just trade this stuff when I first start. And I'm like, I don't know, I would just put it in and just leave it alone.
Hodl, yep.
So, and he's left it alone, and, you know, he bought it a little higher, maybe 250, and then it went down, and he bought it as it went up. You know, went back up, and now he's probably about even.
Yep.
So.
And he can have time to wait. I mean, I saw those charts last night. Massive volume. I just pulled it up real quick right before we came out here for the break. I'm like, look at this, boom, boom. And I was showing him. I was like, you know, when I was watching some of Trader Boss's, the live streams we did, some of the private video stuff we did on the website, and I'm like, every time I say Trader Boss, he'll tell you 100 times, I'm a volume trader. I'm a volume trader. It's the #1 indicator for me. That's how I do my swing trades. I'm a volume guy. And I said, you know, he kept talking about that. I'd always look at these charts he's pulling up, and as he's pulling them up, I'm looking at these big volume spikes, and every time there's a damn volume spike, either it was immediate price rise, or a day later, or hours later, or a week later, whatever it was not a long period of time before the next big rise came. And like almost every single chart I looked at, you know, like 9 out of 10 times I would see this. And I've actually mentioned this a couple times in some videos. So last night what we just witnessed with Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, OMG, Litecoin, there's some other ones too that popped. I just didn't mention them all last night because I didn't see them all last night. But there were some more. And people are like, oh, well, maybe it was the new news about LightPay coming out. I'm like, well, that's actually old news. We kind of already knew it was coming out at the end of February. Well, maybe it was that. I'm like, well, it can't be because Bitcoin spiked, Bitcoin Cash spiked, Ethereum had a little pop, but OMG, I was like almost looking at the same charts, and it was big volume. So it's like, okay, there's some big money just came in, and I'm here to tell y'all, there's no way that kind of volume spikes all at the same time at all these different coins, and it was just some random people deciding to get it. That is not the case. This is big money that just made a move, and you know they know things that you and I don't get to know in advance, and they're going to prepare for it like they always do. So as I say, we just ride their coattails. Hey, it's the time to get in. Hey, yeah, it spiked to $200 Litecoin. Guess what? It's probably going to spike higher in the very near future. And I'm still waiting for Cliff High's thing. It's going to blow everybody away if we see 13,800 or even near there. By the time we get out of this month, I'm going to say, look, I told y'all, I read y'all the old Webart reports. This thing is just on fire. It's why I don't just, you know, throw it out the window. Oh, I got one wrong. Not with cryptos. That thing is just amazing. But I mean, OMG, you have some OMG? I think you should have some OMG.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
That's another one that Cliff was real psyched about months and months and months ago and said that it's going to blast off. I just was out here earlier on my other break, and I was telling everybody, like, look, I'm going to read you the section of the last report he put out about OMG, and it's going to, he said, through spring, starting in February, he says, through the spring, it's going to kind of lead the pack, at least in spring. So we're at the end of winter, he said, February, he said that too. Here we are, and sure enough, last night and today, OMG is going, it's like the second, you know, most powerful coin right now as far as recovering, going back up, right underneath Litecoin at the moment. So I'm like, man, what are the chances that his damn webbot said this in December? And it's happening, and he said that was going to be when that spiked good. So I'm still telling everybody, I still like Litecoins. Litecoin's still my favorite coin of all, but you got to spread. You got to get, you know, you got to get into other coins too. So. Yeah,
and the more you do it, the further up the learning curve you go. You know, I started getting into altcoins probably right before things really tanked in January. But I put my holdings out there. I'm spreading my chips. I'm making my bets.
Yep.
And you know, eventually, you know, because OMG I bought probably around $20, and now it's, you know, it's made a huge rise up to 15. But you know, like Joe's saying, it's going to go up. It's going to go back up above what I bought it at.
Yep.
So that's why you just hodl, and you leave your chips out there. When you get some extra money, you throw some money out at it.
And that was the thing, you know, because each time, like on the 2nd of February, we had that big down pop, then it popped back up a little bit, then the 6th came that morning. That was the same morning we were out here talking later in that day. That was when it was like the worst one. It was that morning, and I think I talked to you both those days, and you told me both times, oh yeah, I got some more of these, I got some Litecoin at this price, I grabbed some more of those tokens, and that's just it. You know, you gotta understand, like, if he got in at $300 Litecoin, and this whole entire time just sat here, even though he has available cash to play this game, and he just said, well, I'm just not gonna do it. And now maybe today he's decided, all right, it's $200, let me go ahead and get back in now. You missed, you know, blood on the street, so to speak, at $100, $115, $120. He wasn't even waiting for that. He's like, you know, maybe I won't catch the bottom, but I'll try to get close to it, and he did. Some of y'all, I heard y'all's comments, I got in at 103, 106. LR Boss, he got in at, he called me one day, he's like, I got in at 109. 108, 109. I'm like, dude, you just murdered it. You're gonna be so happy. It went up to 130 the same day, like in 15 minutes. I think I was doing a video to tell you, but my boss just got in, and 15 minutes later, he's up 30%. Mm-hmm. So I hear my phone go off this morning ding, you know, a little text coming in. It's him. You know, he's like, hey, you know. So I was like, I gave him a call on the way to work, and we're chatting. I'm like, remember those coins you got? Those Litecoin you got at about 108, 109? He goes, oh yeah, I remember. There and on the way here it wasn't no $200. It was only 180-ish, 178, 179, 180, something like that, 183. Now it hit 209 or 206, whatever it was today. So it's like, wow, he just got 100% return in like a week later. Which is kind of like you back in December when you got in a $100 Litecoin. It went to 2, then 3, then, you know, of course we know the sell-off, but yeah, this is just another person that's recently in here stomached the worst sell-off, one of the worst sell-offs we've seen in crypto. Played it like a boss, handled it like a boss, ain't scared, ain't shaking no leaves off his tree. And I said, you know what, that's what I like. Today, dude, let's go do a video. He said, all right, my break's right now. I said, let's go do it, I'll take mine too. And we decided to come out and do a little video. You got anything else you want to add, or is that about it?
Hodl.
That's
Hodl's the word.
Hodl is the word. You gonna go on the cruise if we do a crypto cruise? You be part of that? Okay, yeah, he's down.
All right, I'm in.
BK is down. All right, man. Take care.